Just another little quick one while I'm building up my V8 here. This video is kind of about time management really. So at the moment I'm doing my valve clearancing. I've got my bit of cardboard up here. I've just finished doing the intake manifold, intake cam. And I've just put these little blue dots along the top here, and that's basically me getting my feeler gauge. So I've got my 0.15 millimeter, it should definitely fit, and my 0.25, it should just fit, if not fit at all. So that's the maximum, that's the minimum. So when I go through my valves, I'm just simply going, yeah, that works. Like these ones, I've already loosened them up, so that just doesn't fit, and that does. So that should fit, but I've started loosening these up, so it's sort of started to canter up a bit. So that's a poor example of that, but I've just sort of paused halfway through. But what I'm trying to say is I don't have all those fancy tools to be able to pull that shim out whilst the cam's in place. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the cam in, checking all my tolerances, pulling the cam out, and I've written down on all of my shims over here with my verniers exactly what thicknesses they are. So if I have one that's tight, I can go throw that one in there and just put the cam back in, try it again, pull the cam out, cam in, cam out, cam in. I've got time. I've got all the time in the world. So at the moment, all of these ones good. They're all blue. So I'm going to whip those out, and then I'm going to put the exhaust cam in and do exactly the same thing. I'm going to put all these buttons in, see if I think all of these buttons on this side are the leftovers, the ones that I've had from doing both sides, and I dare say I'll be exchanging these or buying some some cam buttons that are slightly smaller. But yeah, this is all about time management, really. Like, I've got plenty of time, so there's no need to stress about it or try and rush. As I pull the cams off too, just an example, like this one here, take it out. So there's his friend there, put him right next to his friend, straight in there, so it doesn't get mixed up. So it's 1 bridge piece, 2, 3, 4, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, because they are the exact same head but reversed. So this is a video for me and for anyone else who wants to question how to do this sort of stuff. I've made mistakes for sure, but that's all about what learning is. Anyway, hopefully this engine goes back together and goes brum brum again. Anyway, see ya. Alrighty, so now that I'm onto the exhaust, just for my own peace of mind, I've numbered all of my the buttons or the shims on top of there, just so that if I happen to rotate the motor and, you know, do an ass fart, you know, like, I know that that's where that belonged. So now we've got 0.25 should be the minimum now, which was the maximum for the intake, and we've got 0.35, which is should not go in. And I've actually got two. Luckily, I looked at that, because I've actually got 2 shims stacked on top of each other there. Or 2. That would have been bad. That felt a bit thick. Righto. So that's it. There we go. So we've got our cam lobe facing upwards, so we're not putting any pre-tension on there. So this should go in. Okay, it is definitely not going in. That button's way too big, and that definitely won't go in. So now I just work my way through it. These are all my leftover buttons, so I don't think any of them are going to work, simply because I'm only doing the ones where I can see that well, that might work, that one. Nah, it's pretty tight. Too tight for my liking. Yeah. So all of these ones are way too tight, so I'm now going to use my feeler gauges and find out what size will fit in there, and then adjust from there, take these out and send them to go to a machine shop and ask them to swap them out for me. They might tell me to go away and buy some, or I buy them from them, whatever. All right, cool. Alrighty, so here's my mud mat, so exhaust and intake. So I wrote down the value of the shim that was in it, along there. Then I tried to measure the gap that I had. Some of them I had no gap, or I couldn't even put a 0.08 of a feeler gauge in there, the smallest one I had. So I just called it 0, like hard up against it. So then I just calculated I need 0.25 to 0.35 of the gap. So then I simply went, all right, take 3.3 off that. So I need about 2.6 roughly. Because if I go bigger gap than I need, then it will at least give me some room. And at the end of the day, I can always go back and bother this dude again if he even lets me get it the first time. But yeah, simple math just along there. I'll just calculate shims that I want, and hopefully I will get it right, but we'll see.